Hello student, today we will discuss electrostatics chapter. It is first chapter of your class 12. We only thought we only discuss today the subtopic about charge, properties of charge, and Coulomb's law and its application. Okay. First, what is charge? Basically, charge means say when a body is neutral means the you know that the number of protons and number of electrons present in this body is same. So there is no charge because you know one electron charge means minus of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. And one proton charge basically plus of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. That means one electron charge and one proton charge has same magnitude but opposite in sign. Electron is negatively charged and protons is positively charged. So what is charged body? Charged body means when a body loses some electrons, lose some electrons, or gain some electrons, or gain some electrons. That means when charged body means when a body lost some electrons or gain some electrons, the body is said to be charged. And what is the charge? If a body lose some electrons, that means there is a protons is greater than the number of electrons. So this body is called positive charge body. Positive charge body. And when a body gains some electrons, the body is said to be negative charge body because the number of electrons is more than the number of protons present in the atom. So that means there are two types of charges. One is positively charged body when the electrons is less than the number of electrons is less than the number of protons, and negatively charged body means the number of electrons is greater than the number of protons. Okay. Then what is the properties of charge? First thing, properties of charge. First, quantization of charge. What is the meaning of quantization? Quantization means a body when charged, like say a body loses 100 number of electrons, then we can say that the charge on the body is 100 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, right? But is it possible a body gains say 2.5 number of electrons? Not possible. That means quantization means number of electrons or lose the body or number of electrons gains the body, obviously a integer, right? This value will be a integer. That means we can say that charge of a body is Q equals to plus minus n into E. Plus minus n into E, where E is the charge of an electron, which is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19, and n is the integer. That means it is always not fraction value. So it is always a real number of value like 1, 2, 3, 4, 100, 200, 500 like this. And another one is conservation of charge. What is conservation of charge? say there is a system. Say this is a system, and in this system there are three bodies like A, B, and C. Initially, this body has charge plus 10 coulomb. Say this body has charge minus 20 coulomb, and this body has charge plus 30. And after that, the charges of the body they change. Like when they are in contact, their charges will be changed. Say A body has charge now 20 coulomb. B body has charge say 10 coulomb. Then what is the charge of the C body? What is the charge of the C body? Obviously, initially total charge 10 minus 20 plus 30. That means 10 minus 20 plus 30, that will be 20 coulomb. So final charge will be same, and that is also at 20 coulomb. So this will be 20 coulomb. That means 20 coulomb means charge of A body plus charge of B body plus charge of C body. That means charge of C body obviously minus 10. So that means total charge in an isolated system will remain same. That is called conservation of charge. Conservation of charge. So first properties is quantization of charge. That means n is always an integer. This is quantization of charge. Number two, conservation of charge means if a system is isolated, then total charge of the system remain constant. And third property is like charges repel each other. You know that. And unlike charges attract each other. That means when two charges like one positive and one negative placed a certain distance apart, then it will attract each other. You know that. So like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. That is the property of charge. Okay. So these three properties are very important. Next, say in this figure, this is negative charge, this is positive charge. Obviously, it will attract each other, right? It will attract each other. Next, we will discuss properties of electrostatic forces. You know that the positive charge repel each other by a certain amount of force, and positive negative charge will attract each other by a certain amount of force. What is the properties of the electrostatic forces? First thing, the force between two charges always equals in magnitude and opposite in direction. Always equals in magnitude and opposite in direction. You know that this is called action reaction pair force. That means, say there is a charge and another charge. If this charge is 20 coulomb and this charge is 10 coulomb, that means they repel each other because like charges are there. Repel each other. Then what? Say this force F1 and this force F2. That means 10 coulomb repels 20 coulomb by F1 force and 20 coulomb repel 10 coulomb by F2 force. Then which force is greater, F1 or F2? 20 coulomb charge is more, 10 coulomb charge is less. Then which force is greater? These charges may be different, but F1 and F2 are always equals in magnitude and opposite in direction, right? That means if 10 coulomb charge give a force on 20 coulomb is 10 Newton, then 20 coulomb also gives the 10 coulomb charge by 10 Newton. Okay, these forces always are equals in magnitude but opposite in direction. This is positive positive and this is say positive negative, then it will attract each other but the forces are always opposite in direction, right? Like this diagram, series diagram. This is positive force, this is a positive charge, both are positive and repel each other by these forces, and these forces obviously equal in magnitude, right? These charges are opposite in sign, so attract each other, but the forces are always equals in magnitude and opposite in direction. Okay. So second property is the net force on the system of charges will be equal to 0. What is the meaning of this line? Say there are two charges Q1 and Q2. If the charges has opposite sign, then they will attract each other. Say this force is F1 and this force is F2. According to properties, we know that F1 is equal to minus of F2 because their magnitude is same but opposite in direction. That means this negative sign is determine the opposite in direction. That means F1 plus F2 will be equals to 0. That means F net will be 0. So we can say that if a charge system of charges attract each other or repel each other, the net force obviously equals to 0. If net force equals to 0, then also we can say that acceleration of center of mass will be 0. If acceleration of center of mass will be 0, then we can say that you know that the momentum will be conserved, right? So the momentum will be conserved. The momentum will be conserved. And also, you know that the position of center of mass will be unaltered, because position of center of mass, if the charges is initially rest, then the position of center of mass will be rest. If there is no acceleration, that means position of center of mass will be is at rest, because there is no external force act on this system. Okay. So it is also important. Number 3 property. Force between two charges is always act along the line joining between the point charges. That means, say this is plus Q1 and this is minus Q. We know that the forces act between these two is always equals in magnitude and opposite in direction. That means, is that possible? The force on Q1 in this direction and the force on Q2 in this direction, and these forces are always equals in magnitude or opposite in sign. Is it possible? No. Because these forces are always act along the line joining between the two charges. Always act along this line. It is not possible. Okay. So that means force between two charges is always act along the line joining between the point charges. Next property. force between the charge is dependent on the medium in which charges are placed. This is the actually difference between the electrostatic force and gravitational. You know that in class 11, uh, there is a chapter gravitation where the masses, force between the two masses, you know that it is independent of medium. In every medium, the force remains same. But in this case, the force between the charges is depend on the medium in which charges are placed. That means in case of if these two charges placed in air and force between these two is different if these charges placed in water, right? If charges are placed in water, then the forces will different because it is medium independent. The medium dependent force, but gravitational force is not medium dependent. Okay, two differences is there between the electrostatic force and gravitational force. One is the medium dependent and medium independent. Medium dependent electrostatic force, medium independent is gravitational force. And another one is the gravitational force always attractive in nature. You know that. Always attractive in nature. But electrostatic forces may be attractive, may be repulsive. Because if the charges has same sign, then it will repel each other. But opposite in sign, attract each other. Okay. Next, this is the properties of electrostatic forces. Next, we will discuss Coulomb's law, which is also very important. Coulomb's law. We know that if there is two charges Q1 and Q2, that may be sign, opposite in sign, or maybe same in sign, they maybe repel each other, maybe attract each other. Then what is the amount of force between these two charges? Like if this force is F1 and this force is F2, means attract each other. So the opposite in sign, they are opposite in sign. So what is the amount of force act between these two charges? According to Coulomb's law, these forces F1 or F2 has same magnitude, F1 and F2, is directly proportional to the product of the charges. That means directly proportional to Q1 and Q2 and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Square of the distance between them. That means we can say that, say this force written as F, F is proportional to Q1 Q2 by R square. Then F equals to K Q1 Q2 by R square, where K is a constant and the value of this constant is depend on medium. Okay, value of this constant is depend on medium. So different medium, the forces are different. Okay, and what is the value of K for air medium? Then K written as, in case of air, K written as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This epsilon naught is signify the permittivity of electrostatic permittivity of air, and the total value is 9 into 10 to the power 9 in SI unit. SI unit. We'll discuss this permittivity, about the permittivity in next chapter, but this is permittivity which is depend on the medium, and this value 9 into 10 to the power 9 in SI unit, this value is maximum. That means if two charges placed in air or vacuum, then the forces between them is maximum. But in case of another medium, obviously these forces are decreasing, and the value depends on this permittivity of the medium. Okay. Next, that means permittivity of air is minimum, right? In this case, the permittivity in denominator, so this will be minimum and K is the maximum for air. Okay? Okay. Next, we will discuss some numericals about this. Say, there are three charges placed in this position. Say this is 90 degree, 10 coulomb, 10 coulomb and 2 coulomb. All are positive charge. You know that you have to find the force, net force on 2 coulomb charge. That means you have to find force on this 2 coulomb charge. You know that if 10 coulomb is at rest at this position, then 2 coulomb repel by the 10 coulomb charge. That means force on 2 coulomb obviously in this direction, and due to this 10 coulomb, force on this 2 coulomb charge obviously act in this direction, right? First, you have to put the direction of the forces. That means 10 coulomb repel by a force F1 in this direction, and 10 coulomb, this 10 coulomb by a force in this direction. Obviously, F1 and F2 have same magnitude because the charges are same, distance is same. So F1 and F2, what is the value of F1, F2? K into Q1, Q2, 10 into 2 divided by the distance, that is 2 square, that means 5. And F1 is also 5K, F2 is also 5K. Then what is the resulting force between these two? Obviously, resulting force acts along this direction, and you have to vector summation, do the vector summation by these two. So, if you put the value F equals to root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos of 90, right? So F1 F2 same. If you put, then the value will be root 2F. That means the resulting value is 5 root 2. This is the net force on 2 coulomb charge. Similarly, say this numerical is very important. According to the diagram, find the velocity of 20 coulomb charge. 20 coulomb charge, that is minus 20 coulomb charge. Velocity of minus 20 coulomb charge at the instant when 10 coulomb charge move with velocity 2 meter per second. When you placed 10 coulomb and 20 coulomb, minus 20 coulomb are at a separation, then it will attract each other. So it will move towards the minus 20 coulomb charge, and minus 20 coulomb will move towards the 10 coulomb charge. You know that. So they will accelerate, and after some time interval, 10 coulomb charge gains a velocity 2 meter per second. Then you have to find the velocity of minus 20 coulomb charge at that instant when 10 coulomb charge gain a velocity of 2 meter per second. First, you think how to do this? See, already we will discuss properties of forces, these forces are have same magnitude and opposite in direction. So the momentum will be conserved. You have to put this theory. That is, momentum will be conserved. Momentum will be conserved. So initially the charges is at rest. So the momentum initially will be zero. That means the initial momentum will be zero. So that means final momentum should be zero. Then what is the final momentum? 10 coulomb has the momentum, mass is 2 kg. So 2 into 2 is the momentum of 10 coulomb charge. And say at that instant 4 kg has velocity v. Then what is the momentum of 4 kg charge? Plus 4 into v, that will be 0. Then v will be minus 1 meter per second. That means at that instant minus 20 coulomb charge gains a velocity 1 meter per second, which is opposite in direction. That means in this direction. So minus 1 meter per second is the velocity of 4 kg charge. Okay. Next one, like find the net force 2 coulomb charge in the following figures. That means in this case, and also you have to find in this case. Same way, you already discussed these numericals. So same way, first you try to solve this problem. First you have to find the direction of the forces, then you have to find resulting force. Okay. First, in this triangle, this is equilateral triangle, 10 coulomb and 10 coulomb are placed, and here 2 coulomb is placed like this for first numeric. Okay. So 10 coulomb will give a force in this direction on 2 coulomb because the force is repulsive in nature, and this 10 coulomb will give a force in this direction. This is also repulsive in nature. Then what is the value of F1 and F2? F1 and F2 will be same, and that will be K into 10 into 2, and the side is 2 meter, right? Side is 2 meter. So 2 square, that means 5K. And this 5K and this 5K, both are 5K, and angle between these two obviously 60 degree because this angle is 60 degree, this is the equilateral triangle. Then what is the resulting force? F equals to root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos of 60. So the value will be, if you put F1 and F2, value will be root 3 into F1, that will be 5 root 3K. And for shortcut method, you have to memorize if these two forces are same in magnitude and angle between these two is 60 degree, the resultant will be root 3F. And if two forces is F same in magnitude and angle between these two is 90 degree, then the resultant will be root 2F. And third one is, if the forces have same magnitude F and angle between these two is 120 degree, so the resultant will be F. You have to memorize it because this is a lengthy process. Okay. Next. This is 10 coulomb, 10 coulomb, 10 coulomb, 2 coulomb. So this will also 10. Okay. Because otherwise calculation part will be difficult. 10 coulomb, 10 coulomb and 10. Okay. And this is 2. You have to find the force on 2 coulomb charge. And the side is 2. Do you know that this 10 coulomb repel 2 coulomb in this direction? Say this is F1, this is F2. Then what is the value of F1 and F2? F1 and F2 will be K into 10 into 2 by 2 square. So that will be 5. And 5K, 5K, angle between these two is 90 degree. So this resultant will be 5 root 2K. Okay. And 10 coulomb also give a force in this direction. Right. Say this is F3 force. Then what is the value of F3 force? F3 force is will be K into 10 into 2 by 2 root 2 whole square, because diagonal is 2 root 2. That means that will be 5K by 2, right? 5K by 2. And 5K by 2, 5K by 2 and 5 root 2K are same in direction. So the net force will be 5 root 2K plus 5 by 2K. That means 5K common, that is root 2 plus 1 by 2. This will be answer. Okay. So this is for this class. Okay. And remaining part we will discuss in next class. But you can practice this type of numericals. If you have a problem, then you may send the problem in my mail ID. This is my mail ID, P. Bhattacharya @gmail.com. You may send your doubts in this mail. Okay, I definitely reply the mail. Thank you. Next one. This is 10 coulomb, 10 coulomb, 10 coulomb, 2 coulomb. See, these will also take. Okay. Because otherwise calculation part will be difficult. 10 coulomb, 10 coulomb and 10. Okay. And this is 2. You have to find the force on 2 coulomb charge. And the side is 2. Do you know that this 10 coulomb repel 2 coulomb in this direction? Say this is F1, this is F2. Then what is the value of F1 and F2? F1 and F2 will be K into 10 into 2 by 2 square. So that will be 5. And 5K, 5K, angle between these two is 90 degree. So this resultant will be 5 root 2K. Okay. And 10 coulomb also give a force in this direction. Right. Say this is F3 force. Then what is the value of F3 force? F3 force is will be K into 10 into 2 by 2 root 2 whole square, because diagonal is 2 root 2. That means that will be 5K by 2, right? 5K by 2. And 5K by 2, 5K by 2 and 5 root 2K are same in direction. So the net force will be 5 root 2K plus 5 by 2K. That means 5k common, that is root 2 plus 1 by 2. This is real. Okay. So uh, this is for this class. Okay. And remaining part we will discuss in next class. But you can practice this type of numericals. If you have a problem, then you may send the problem in my mail ID. This is my mail ID, P. Bhattacharya @ gmail.com. You may send your doubts in this mail. Okay, I definitely reply the mail. Thank you.